Hello students, welcome to the next session of Software Engineering Lab. Today we shall be starting with the experiment number 7 in our lab, which will be covering Docker, Kubernetes and Nagios. Under Docker, we will be executing 4 experiments. The first experiment is related to the basic command line instructions of Docker, which will be covered in 2 parts. Today we shall be talking about the first part, few of the basic command line instructions. Firstly, open your Docker desktop and sign in into your Docker desktop. Similarly, open your Docker Hub and sign in into your Docker Hub also. Now, in order to execute any of the command line instructions of your Docker, if you are using Windows operating system, you can use any of the terminals like Command Prompt, PowerShell or GitHub. But make sure that you are running these terminals as an administrator. If you are using any other operating system, you can use any default terminals. So I prefer working with PowerShell. So I will open PowerShell as administrator. Now we shall start with the basic commands as I told you, one after the other. The first command we shall be learning about is Docker version. So by typing this command, you will check if the Docker is successfully installed or not. Okay, so after you have checked that your Docker is successfully installed, the next thing you will check is whether my Docker is actually working properly or not. So when will I know if my Docker is working properly or not? When it is successfully pulling any image and running it as a container. So what do you mean by Docker images, Docker containers? Please go through the theoretical video that I have shared. Okay. So the first thing we will be doing is checking whether our Docker is working properly by pulling an image which is called as the hello world. Okay, so to pull an image, we will say Docker pull hello world. So this hello world is a predefined image that you have it in your Docker Hub. I am trying to pull this particular image. So when I say Docker pull hello world, the latest version of this image from the Docker Hub will be downloaded. Make sure that your internet connection is stable. Now that I have pulled my image, okay, to check if this image is there or to check how many types of images are there inside this Docker, the command you can use is Docker images. So Docker images will be giving me the list of images that I have in my local Docker. Okay, so I'm having lot number of images. I'll just scroll up to check whether the hello world is successfully there or not. So now you can see that hello world is successfully there. So whatever I have pulled from this command, it is now successfully there. Okay. Now the next thing I have to do is to run this particular image. Okay. So I have pulled the image. Now I have to run it as a container. To run it as a container, simply I have to say Docker run image name. So my image name is hello world. So this will be running my image called as hello world as a container, right? So when it runs, you have to get this particular message saying hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. So as I told you, hello world is a very sample image which will be used to check whether my Docker is successfully working or not. Now that I've got this message, my Docker is successfully working. Okay. Now the next thing you can do is, if you want to know what are the various types of containers you have that are running or that are all exited from the Docker, then you have to use the command docker ps-a. So let me check it as docker ps-a. So it will give you the list of all the containers that are currently executing or currently not executing. So you can see my hello world is exited. The status of it is exited. So docker ps-a will give you the container ID, image name, the port in which that container is running, the command which is used to run that particular container, when was it created, what is its status, whether it is exited, running or something, in which port number it is running, and what is the name of the container. So all this information will be displayed to you whenever you have typing a message which is called as docker ps-a. I've got so much list because I've been working on Docker since long time. If you're using Docker for the first time, you will get only hello world in your output. Okay, so this is how you have to check about the containers. So what you will do is, say suppose you want to delete this container. Okay, so this is my container, hello world container is this. So if you want to delete this particular container, copy this container ID and simply say docker rm and paste this container ID. So this is the command you have to type to delete a particular container. So docker rm is used to remove a container, and this is the container ID which you want to remove. So simply say enter. So when you press enter, this particular container is deleted. So you can see here, I've got this container with this particular name. Now when I type docker ps-a in the list, now you can see that particular container is not there. So I do not have any container with the name called as hello world here. So successfully it is deleted. Similarly, if you want to delete any particular image, you have to type docker rmi space image name. So my image name is hello world. rm is used to delete container, rmi is used to delete the image. Now you can see that my image is also successfully deleted. So this is how you have to view images, containers, run them and delete them. Okay, so now that we have tested Docker properly, let us now pull one more application which is called as Redis. Okay, so I will be pulling an image which is called as Redis. So I say docker pull Redis. So Redis is basically a database application. Okay, it is generally used to store temporary data. Like for example, say suppose you are using some live charts or some live leaderboards and all, where like you take an example of YouTube live, where some temporary live charts will be displayed. Now once that YouTube live is completed, the charts are not saved, they are removed. So in such cases, you will be using databases like Redis, which will be temporarily storing your data. Databases like MySQL and all will be storing the data on the disk, so they are permanent. Redis will not store the data on the disk, it will store only temporarily. Okay, so once that time period or the slot is completed, it will delete the data. So such type of application is Redis. Okay, so what we will be doing is we will pull that image, we will run it as a container, we will check whether we are able to execute that. Execute in the sense entering into the database, trying to store some data, trying to retrieve the data. Okay, after that we will delete this particular container. This will be the agenda of this particular session. Okay, so what we are doing, we are writing docker pull Redis. So you can see that whenever I say that, whichever latest image version is there, that will be downloaded from your Docker Hub. So now the Redis image is getting successfully downloaded. Once that is completed, we have to run this particular image. Now to run the particular image, you have to say docker run. So for hello world, if you simply say docker run hello world, that would be fine. But for any other application, if you want to run, first we have to do is to give it a new name. Okay, so we should make a habit of giving a new name to the container, because if you are not giving a new name, your Docker will be giving some random name. So see, for example, you can see that I have run an image called as hello world. I did not give any name to it. So your Docker has given some irrelevant name to your container. Okay, so to avoid such sort of irrelevant names, you can give your own name to your Docker. Okay, to your container. Okay, so for that, what you have to do, you have to say docker run hyphen name. Okay, say suppose I'm giving some new name called as new Redis. Right, so this is new Redis because I'm giving the name as new Redis here, and then I say -d and then I say Redis. Okay, now this docker run will run the container. it is giving a name to my container called as new Redis. Okay, what is the image? Redis. Now what is this -d? -d is called as detachable. That means you are running the container in the backend. Now say suppose you are not using this -d, then what will happen? The application will start running in the front end, disturbing you a lot with, loading all the logs and all installations. Everything will happen in the front end. You will not be able to use the application. Okay, so that is the reason we are running this container in the backend. So what you do is when you execute this particular command, just remove that -d and check and look at the output. After that, again you put the -d and see what is the difference. Okay, so now I will press enter. If you get this hash code, that means your container has started successfully in the backend. Now to check if really my container is running, I have to use the command docker ps. Docker ps -a will give me the list of all containers. But if you want only the containers which are currently running, then you have to use the command docker ps. Right? So now you can see that one particular container called as new Redis is currently running. Okay, and it is running an image which is called as Redis, and this is the container ID, right? And this was the command that was used to start that particular container, and it is running at the port number 36379. Okay, so now that this is running, let me enter into this particular container. So I told you that Redis is a database. So database, in the sense, it will allow me to enter the data and retrieve the data. So to enter into this, you have to type the command docker exec -it new Redis space Redis -cli. Okay, so docker exec it. That means I am telling execute the interactive phase. Okay, so the CLI is an interactive module where the user will type something and that CLI is taking the command. So execute the interactive module of what? Of the container called as new Redis. Okay, so which interactive module? So in new Redis, you have an interface or an interactive module which is called as Redis -cli. Just like how in Windows we have command prompt, PowerShell and all, in the Redis application, you have a CLI which is called as Redis -cli. So I am telling run this and open. So when I say enter, you can see that I have successfully entered into this application. Now here you can save the data, you can retrieve the data and all. So just like how in MySQL and all you have like create, table name. So you have certain commands. In the same way in Redis also you have certain commands like set, get and all. Set is used to save the data, get is used to get the data. So let me use that. So I say set name and I give some name. Okay. So basically set is used to enter the data. So I am entering a name which is called as ABCDEFG. Now to check whether this ABCDEFG actually being entered into Redis or not, you have to use the command get name. Okay, so when you say get name enter, you can see that it is displaying me ABCDEFG. So this is how you can save the data and retrieve the data in the database which is called as Redis. Now if you want to come out of this interactive mode, just type exit. So when you type exit, you are out of this interactive mode. Okay. The next thing you have to do is to stop the running container. Now to stop the running container, what you have to do is you can either give the name of the container or you can give the ID of the container. So what is the ID of the container? This is the ID of the container. Okay, copy this particular ID and say docker stop. Paste this particular ID. I'm so sorry. Docker stop. Paste the ID. Okay, it is stopped. After it is stopped, you can remove this or delete this particular thing. So say docker rm id. So I have deleted the container. Now you can even delete the image also. Docker rm redis. sorry, for image you have to write docker rmi redis. Right? So image is also deleted. So this is how you have to use the basic different types of CLI commands. In the next video, I will talk about the other CLI commands. Thank you.